by Jenna, Sarah, Lily, and Emily. So for our survey, we surveyed 88 students at 2 different schools in grades 1, 2, and 3, 6, and 7. Our population was grade school children from ages 6 to 13, and our sample is a convenient sample because the classes that we surveyed were classes of our past teachers.
Our question was red or green.
Our main purpose of asking such a simple question was to see which grade was most likely affected by bias.
Our process was the following. We went to our municipal school in Francombe Elementary.
Then, to perform our survey, we used 3 different colors of paper, green, red, and white, each of which asked the participant to state their gender at the top, then had the question. We distributed the slips to the students, and when they were filled out, we collected them again. After that, we sorted the slips into 4 groups, red boy, red girl, green boy, and green girl.
Our hypothesis was that the results would sway towards the color of paper that the question was printed on.
And if given white paper, the results would be equal.
So in grade 1, we printed the question on green paper the first time. The results did sway slightly towards green, with 4 boys and 3 girls choosing red, and 5 boys and 4 girls choosing green.
Then we went back to do the survey again.
This time, the question was printed on white paper, an unbiased color to the survey, and the results came out to be very different from the first time.
6 boys and 1 girl chose red, and 3 boys and 7 girls chose green, which means red male went up by 50%, red female went down by 66%, green male went down by 40%, and green female went up by 75%. This actually shows us that the boys were more influenced by the green paper. For the 2nd and 3rd grade students, we used red paper. There was a slight sway towards red here, with 7 boys and 5 girls choosing red, and 4 boys and 5 girls choosing green. When we went back and used white paper the second time, there was a huge decrease in red votes and an increase in green votes. 6 boys and 1 girl chose red, and 7 boys and 6 girls chose green. As a whole, green went up by 44.4% and red went down by 41.66%.
We used green paper again with the grade 6s, and the results turned out to be 5 boys and 6 girls for red, and 4 boys and 13 girls for green.
The second time, with white paper, 6 boys and 1 girl chose red, and 5 boys and 15 girls chose green. Green actually experienced an increase with the neutral paper, contrary to our hypothesis. For the 7th grade students, we used green paper. There was a slight sway. 7 boys and 3 girls chose red, and 3 boys and 8 girls chose green. The second time, 8 boys and 4 girls chose red, and 3 boys and 7 girls chose green. Now for a little look at the social experiment side of our project. So this is Sam, the gummy bear with glasses. He represents the average, easily influenced grade 1 student. We predicted that when presented with a red slip, Sam would turn red, or he would choose red. And if presented with a green slip, then he would turn green. And if presented with a white slip, he would choose whichever one he happened to prefer on that day. However, what ended up happening was that if Sam had a green friend sitting beside him, he'd talk to that friend, and he'd choose green. This was an actual reason that a grade 1 girl gave us. She said that my best friend's favorite color is green, so I'm going to choose green. What also happened was that if Sam was surrounded by, say, people that preferred green and they were all talking, then he would be pressured into choosing green. This also happened in the grade 1 class when they were sitting on the bleachers in the music room and they were talking, and this one boy was taking a long time to decide because all his friends were telling him to choose green. So even if he wanted to choose red, he would choose green anyways just to fit in. However, if Sam was in an environment where he was isolated and his opinions were purely his own, not shared with anyone else, then he would choose whichever one he liked best, not whichever one his friends liked best. Unfortunately, we had no control over the variable of isolation or integration. Our conclusion was grade 2s and 3s are most affected by visual bias.